This is your News Now Sports.
We begin on the links tonight with day 2 of Ohio Northern's Golf Fall Invitational at Colonial Golfers Club today. 4 schools represented at this tournament, which is the first of the year for ONU Golf. And it was a rainy and wet at Colonial today. Not the ideal conditions for the final day of the tournament. Starting on the second green, Alan Eastgrad and Ohio Northern's Braden Newland for par. He makes no mistake and finishes tied for 35th. Staying at 2, another polar bear, Andrew Slusher with a long one for birdie, but it just lips out. He would tap in for par, though, to finish tied for 15th. Heavy rain suspends Sunday's round, though, shortening play to just 18 holes, allowing ONU freshman Alex Kabunkel to claim medalist honors. He shoots a 73 and is your top individual. It's the moment you have all been waiting for, the triumphant return of the Play of the Week. And we couldn't have asked for a better week to bring it back, as the fall sports season is now in full swing with our first week of high school football now in the books. So many highlight reel plays to choose from, but only one can claim the crown. And for that, we go all the way back to Thursday night. Spartan Stadium, the scene of the first ever crosstown clash, as Lima Senior and LCC square off on the gridiron for the first time in both schools' history. So many highlight reel plays in this one, but how about this run by Jawan Anderson? They call him Goonie. Don't ask me why. All I know is this run was electric, making multiple defenders miss before cutting it back and taking it 76 yards to pay dirt to put the Spartans on the board. As we look at it once again, one of 2 rushing touchdowns on the evening for the Spartan senior tailback, as he leads Lima Senior to a 49-45 win over LCC in what may be the one and only Battle of Lima. Jawan Anderson, more than deserving of this fall's first play of the week. Staying on the football field, as former Findlay wide receiver Jason Moore was cut by the Los Angeles Chargers yesterday, but today the former Oiler was signed to the Chargers' 10-man practice squad. Moore is Findlay's all-time record holder in receptions, yards, and touchdown catches, and although he's not on LA's active roster, he can be promoted at any point this season. On the diamond, the Indians looking to avoid a sweep as they close out a 3-game set against the Tampa Bay Rays. Bottom 1, look at this play by Mike Freeman. Full extension to make a fabulous grab. As we look at it once again, it's even more impressive in slow-mo as Freeman saves a run. Top 2 now, Indians down. Jake Bauer drives one deep to center. Bowers, and it one hops over the wall for a ground rule double. Freeman scores to tie the game, but that would be short-lived. Bottom 4, Nate Lowe takes Adam Plutko deep, his 6th of the season, as the Rays complete the sweep with an 8-2 win. The Reds on the road as well this afternoon for game 1 of a day-night doubleheader against the Cardinals. Top 3, 1-on-2 away, and Eugenio Suarez breaks the stalemate. He smokes one to dead center and gone. His 40th home run of the season puts the Reds up by 2, and Tyler Malley was dialed in this afternoon as he rings one up here. 6 1/3 innings of 1-run ball for Malley, but it was not enough. Bottom 9, tie ball game, 2 on, nobody out for Harrison Bader, who flies one into right, plenty deep enough to plate the winning run. The Reds bullpen falters once again as the Cardinals walk it off for the second straight game, winning game 1 of the doubleheader 4-3. Right into game 2 we go. The Reds look to respond as they now try to avoid a 4-game sweep. Top 2, the Reds strike first as Phillip Ervin chops one down the first baseline and into right. Freddie Galvis scores easily from second as it's 1-zip Reds. It's 2-0 in the third, but no longer as Andrew Knisner takes Juan Castillo deep to left and gone. A 2-run shot is just his 2nd of the year, but it ties the game at 2. Top 5, Reds trailing, but they can hit the long ball as well. Nick Senzel puts this one into the bullpen in left center. His 12th is a solo shot as we are level once again. The Reds have the lead now in the 6th when Ervin does it again, this time with a big fly of his own. Ervin's 5th of the season puts the Reds up 2, and they don't look back. Cincinnati avoids the sweep with a 5-3 win. In Detroit, the Tigers eye back-to-back wins in game 3 of their 4-game set with Twins. Top 2, Tigers trailing. Jorge Polanco singles into left. They wave Willians Astudillo from second as Brandon Dixon comes up throwing, but the throw hits the runner as the Twins go up 4-zip. Bottom 7, Detroit trying to claw back. That will help as Jordy Mercer cranks a solo shot to left. His 7th of the season pulls the Tigers within 3, but the Twins would respond. Top 8, Eddie Rosario fists one into left for a base knock. Polanco will score as Minnesota wins it 8-3. Up north of the border in Canada, former Tiger Tiger Justin Verlander on the bump for the Astros as they take on the Blue Jays, and he was dealing. He records 14 punch-outs to only 1 walk on 120 pitches. He's allowed no hits here with 2 away in the bottom of the 9th, and a ground ball to third will finish it off. Justin Verlander throws his 3rd career no-hitter, his first since 2011, which was also against the Blue Jays. The future Hall of Famer becomes just the 6th pitcher in MLB history to throw at least 3 career no-hitters as Verlander leads the Stros to a 2-0 win. We need to take a break here on Your News Now Sports, but when we return, it's waiver day in the NFL as teams finalize their 53-man rosters. The Browns and Bengals both making plenty of moves today. Find out more when we return. Waiver day in the NFL as all players released throughout the league yesterday are subject to being claimed by another team, and the Browns were very active on that front today. Cleveland claiming 3 players this afternoon: former Bengals linebacker Malik Jefferson, former Cardinals tight end Ricky Seals-Jones, and former Chargers wideout KhaDarel Hodge. In corresponding moves, the Browns waived defensive tackle Trevon Coley and safety Justin Burris, and placed tackle Drew Forbes on injured reserve with a knee injury. The big surprise, though, is the reported release of presumed starting left tackle Greg Robinson. NFL Network's Ian Rappaport iterating that he will re-sign with Cleveland, but he is now free to sign with any team he wants if he so chooses. In Cincinnati, the Bengals making changes as well as they announce multiple roster moves on waiver day. Cincinnati claims a pair of players this afternoon in former Cardinals wide receiver Pharaoh Cooper and former Redskins running back Samaje Perine. In order to make room for the 2 newcomers, the Bengals in turn waive wide receiver Josh Malone and linebacker Hardy Nickerson. Katie.
Great. Thanks so much, Matt. We'll wrap things up after the break.